Welcome back to another edition of the Texas Rangers Prospect Profile, a mini-series we do here within the Rangers franchise, where we go over top prospects from AA Frisco up to AAA Nashville. Last time we went over top shortstop in Bryce Terang, who is now with the big league club, and now we're going to be staying down in AAA to go over right-handed pitcher Jordan Balazovic. Jordan Balazovic. Jordan Balazovic. Jordan Balazovic. Jordan, get an easier name to pronounce. A 22-year-old right-handed pitcher, as I said. He's listed as 6'4", 175 in game, but what do you know, I looked it up, and he's actually grown 2 inches since being drafted, so I'm assuming he was 6'3" when he was drafted, because he is currently, on most websites, listed at 6'5" and 215, so I will be changing that in game. He was drafted in the 5th round back in 2016 by the Minnesota Twins, and they convinced him to sign straight out of St. Martin Secondary School in Mississauga, Ontario. He was signed away from Auburn, which is where he was committed to play college baseball. So as far as the ratings go for the Canadian-born right-hander, he is currently sitting at a 68 overall and a B potential. His repertoire looks like a 2-seam fastball, a cutter, a slider, and a changeup. Everything has some movement on it. His 2-seam sits around 93 to 94 in game, while his cutter is usually at like 89 to 90. Those pitches should be able to induce plenty of ground balls. Probably not going to be big strikeout pitches, but more weak contact pitches. The slider is what's there to get plenty of swings and misses. Definitely a strikeout pitch. I was able to work a decent amount of swings and misses in game while using him. The changeup should have the ability to be a solid pitch as well. The thing is, none of that felt particularly consistent when I was using him in his game, and he's also been struggling a bit in AAA this year. Through 70 innings pitched in 2021, he has a 4.50 ERA, a 4.64 FIP, and only 66 strikeouts. So definitely not what you like to see. He's not, pitching terribly, but it's also not what you want to see for a guy who could possibly end up getting called up. You would rather see him be dominating and be like, it's very easy to call this guy up. But when someone's being like, they're not really dominating AAA talent, so how are they going to fare against the big leagues? It's kind of an interesting spot to be in. And like I said, he was a bit shaky in the game that I used, as you'll see throughout these clips. His final line for the game ended up being 5 innings pitched, 6 strikeouts, so that was good, but he did give up 3 runs in 5 innings and also walked 2. So not the worst start, but definitely pretty shaky. It could just be some rust on my part after, not playing for a day or two and just not being used to his wind-up as well. That's definitely a thing with pitching in this game, is you got to be used to the timing on the wind-up and the stretch. Some guys, it takes me a couple starts to figure out their wind-up fully, and that could have been it as well. Plenty of user error things that could have happened, but that doesn't explain why he hasn't been dominating AAA. What probably does is his per 9 ratings, because his walks per 9 and his home run per 9 ratings definitely need some work. They're sitting at 46 and 38 respectively. The home runs per 9 sitting at 38 is definitely not ideal, while his hit per 9 rating is sitting at 58, which is pretty solid, as it will continue to go up as he is currently only 22 years old and a B potential, and his K per 9 is sitting at a very nice 69, which is his best per 9 rating. He's got the stamina to work as a starter. He's got the 99 velo, but it's 99 velo for a 2-seamer, so it's obviously not going to be as fast as a 4-seamer would be, because this game doesn't allow 2-seamers to be faster than 94 or something like that. I've never seen a 2-seamer that's been extremely fast in this game, despite a lot of players in real life actually having extremely fast 2-seamers. I don't know, doesn't Jordan Hicks throw a 2-seamer, or is his a sinker? But as far as Jordan B's future with the organization, I should mention that we picked him up in the Mike Minor to the Twins trade last year. That's how he ended up in our system. And like I said, his future with the team is that I'm hoping he's going to be a long-term option in our rotation for us. It's just tough to say when he'll get that shot, because I do tend to favor calling guys up who are performing extremely well, although I probably should get out of that habit, especially when we're a rebuilding team, and it's more about just getting guys at ABs, getting guys innings, getting guys reps. rather than being like, hey, you're performing, maybe you'll perform in the big leagues, so I'm going to call up the C potential guy over the A potential guy. Should probably get out of that habit, but it's still just there in the back of my mind always, where if I'm thinking about calling a guy up and he's getting, like, rocked in AAA, it tends to make me not want to call the guy up. But it seems like none of our top guys have been tearing up the minors this year, so I'm probably going to have to make some adjustments to the way I call people up. So you still might be able to see him post-deadline this year once we make all the trades. Two of the trades that are probably, or I would say definitely are going to happen is Lance Lynn and Charlie Morton. Both of their contracts expire at the end of the year, and it'd just be completely useless to have them on the team the rest of the year. So we're going to trade them to contenders and hopefully get some prospects in return. So it should be very interesting to see what the rest of 2021 is like, not only for Jordan B and the pitching rotation, but also just the entire roster, as well as 2022. There are a ton of positions that are just open for the taking. So that's something to keep an eye on as we go forward in this series. And with that being said, that's going to wrap things up here for this edition of the Texas Rangers prospect profile of Jordan Balazovic, Jordan Balazovic, Jordan Balazovic, Jordan B from Canada. I've been your host, Jerseyborn, and I am saying, Will Sasso Vines.